I guess just really quick, Kennedy Burke, is she going to be on another minutes restriction?
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think so. I haven't seen anything on that, to be quite honest. So that means if I didn't get a message, it means she's good to go, which is great for us. I think she pulled through last game unscathed, and we can build her up because, she's a great player for us.
And then what's your message to the team just heading into, I know the schedule has been grueling, you guys are depleted with injuries and everything, but heading into this game against Lynx that you haven't quite they've had your number the first 2 times.
Yeah, look, just that, be better than what we've shown in these last games, but keep learning and having a little bit more discipline. I think when we lose is we lack discipline in areas that are just basic needs in basketball, like taking care of the ball, blocking out, not giving up those, but still being better in our overall game plan and staying connected at all times. It's a good team, so.
I stalked Maddie to Minnesota. I couldn't let her be the
Yes, sure, Benny. Okay, you wanted to come to this weather.
But when it comes to, again, this repeat season, attempting to win back-to-back titles, we talk a lot about what's going on the court. But what coaching has to be done mentally? Like, what are you having to instill in them in terms of like the mental approach to achieving this?
Yeah, look, obviously I always say the hardest thing to do is go back to back, and I think I have a lot of head coaches from various fields all around the world, and that's what they say. It's the mindset. Not missing opportunities, not making excuses. I wouldn't have imagined my worst nightmare that would have so many injuries here, but they're out there. It is what it is. It's sport, isn't it? But there's a lot of things that we can control that I think we controlled it to the best of our ability. So, we spend a lot of time about our mindset, about our identity, about our culture, about being, supporting each other and pouring into each other, because sometimes you might have been having a good day, but there's always a day that you can, help someone, be the best that they can be as well too. So I think if we can stay true to that and overcome any obstacle, we'll be okay. I think this locker room is still very connected, and that's important, especially when you're facing a lot of adversity.
How do you approach trying to maintain a standard when you do have so many key pieces missing at different times of the year?
Yeah, look, next player mentality. It's what are you going to do? We're going to get everyone's best effort. We know that. Champions always do that. And rightly or wrongly, that's okay. And we've got to live up the expectations we set by ourselves. This is not about our opponents. We respect our opponents. We haven't played to the best of our ability. We haven't been consistently great. We've had moments. And when you face adversity, it's just believing in the next person coming up, but playing in the right way. We have a way that we want to play, which we think will help us be successful. And when we stray from that, is when we don't win. But like I talked about, the Achilles heels at the moment is too many turnovers and too many missed blockouts, and it's a fundamental of the game. So we need to get back just playing. We're an experienced team, so we need to play like one.
Coaching is not new with the level that Atlanta's playing at, especially like her shot blocking this year really taken off. Just what has it been like in your experience to coach her and to see her continue to grow her game and even be in that Defensive Player of the Year conversation?
Yeah, no, she's been great. Like obviously she's been a real anchor for this team. It's been a great fit for her. She's grown as a player, mentally, physically, everything, just understanding the game and how she can add to it. And she has joy when she goes out there, but she always plays hard. I think it's been a journey for Lan, but it's been a great journey because I think she's seeing her full potential, and that excites me obviously as the Australian coach. It doesn't excite me as playing the Lynx, but I'm happy for all the Australian players to be doing well and putting their stamp on this league.
She says she's always able to get back up because that's just how you're taught as an Aussie. Like she's one of the toughest players. She gets all those kind of accolades and recognitions. Do you feel like that's part of like the culture where
100%.
Just play tough?
Yeah, no, we that's just the mentality that we've had. Unless you're really injured, you stay down. But if you're not, get up. Unless you're bleeding, get up. And even if you're bleeding, get up. But that's been instilled from us from a young age. And I know people hit me out, Lan's got injured. I'm like, Lan's fine. She'll be fine. She'll bump straight back up.
We'll go over to Zoom, starting with Jackie.
Good morning, Sophie. Thanks for taking the time. I'm just curious if you could take us through what the past 72 hours have been like since you all lost in Vegas. What sort of have you done to get ready for today's game?
We travelled here from Vegas, got here late. I don't know what they did that night. They do their own thing, grown women. We had video, we had practice. It was good practice. Maddie and Annie were here. It was good practice. We could finally, have a decent walkthrough and still integrating, obviously, Emma, getting her up to speed. We haven't been on the court very much, so it was a good day. I thought it was a good day, and got the game plan in place, and that's it. The players had a team dinner last night. I took my coaches out for dinner, and that's it. So, normal
For sure.
stuff.
And after the Vegas game, Sabrina was very clear about how much urgency there just needs to be in the next 11 games with how tight the standings and the race for the second seed are. I guess I'm just curious how much maybe you felt a shift in sort of the urgency since the loss rather.
Look, we know, we talk about that kind of stuff, but we got to do things. It's more the response. The urgency's there. I think it's been there all the time. But sometimes we come out and we're our own worst enemy. But it's down the stretch now. I keep telling you can't just snap your fingers and we're going to turn it on. We got to at least start turning it on now, and that's just bringing it. And play. You're going to make some mistakes. We got to not make as many as we have been making, and silly mistakes. And the blocking out at the end of the game. Maybe you had a chance to win if we didn't turn the ball over or block out. But you got to learn. That's how you want to learn. And of course, there should be urgency in every game.
We'll go to Miles.
Hey, Sandy. Super small sample, obviously, but in the 2 games that you've played against Kayla McBride, she's got 9 threes on 56% shooting. What makes her such a specifically tough guard because of everything she could do for them?
Oh, she's a bloody good shooter, isn't she? Amazing how quickly she can get her feet set and get it off. Look, I think she's really smart too. Obviously, they bought her off the staggers. We've got to do a better job of locking and trailing that and not giving her any daylight because she's too good of a player. In pick and rolls, if you're not up to touch, which we're supposed to be every single time, but when we're not, she knows when to shoot it, and they set great screens so players get her open. But she's a great player. She keeps getting better and better. And but yeah, Kayla's been a thorn in our side, but they're shooting 48% from the field, and the threes in all their players, so that's unacceptable. We have to go shot profile. What do we want to give up? And it's not threes, and we want to protect the rim, and hopefully we can give them contested mid-ranges.
We'll finish with Jeff.
Thank you, Coach. Good afternoon / good morning. Thank you for taking the time. We've talked endlessly about how the schedule waited so long to situate you guys against the Lynx again, but how helpful are these matchups late in the year to use as a measuring stick and to use as research and development as you hope to get closer to your peak come fall?
Yeah, look, I don't think it was good that we played so many games so late in the season, but it is what it is. It's like a little series, and then you can just focus on the one games. Now, we've had 2 other games in between, but it's very clear in your mind because you've just played and what you need to do, what works, tweaking with matchups and execution or schemes and anything like that. So in the big picture, I think it's good. And, hopefully we can take care of ourselves and finish where we want to, and that we get another opportunity in the finals to play them. Long way to go, though.